is Anthony Joshua's promoter, Eddie Hearn, and I'm delighted to say he's joining us now. Good morning, Eddie.
Good morning, Eddie. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good, thank you.
Eddie, thank you for joining us, because I imagine your phone is ringing off the hook. So we appreciate your time this morning. First of all, have you been contacted by the Fury camp yet?
Yeah, I had a chat last night with George Warren from Queensbury. I mean, look, I think I'd love to get really excited about this, because I think it's the fight that I get stopped on the street for more than any fight that could ever be made. And it's a fight that AJ's wanted for a long time. Don't forget, we signed for this fight last year before the court arbitration forced the Deontay Wilder fight for Tyson Fury. So it's an interesting one, because last week he retired, then he'd only come back to fight Usyk, then he made an offer to Derek Chisora, then he wanted $500 million, then he'd retired again, then he's fighting Usyk in December, now he's fighting AJ. So the message is quite clear from AJ that we don't want to get involved in a backwards and forwards. We want the fight. You know, it's the fight that he's wanted for a long time. We had plans after the Usyk defeat to come back in December and then go again in March, get active, get the rhythm going again, and then try and fight for the world heavyweight title. But I know, having spoken to AJ, as you saw from his message, if that fight is there and they're serious, which, you know, I have my doubts, but listen, let's for the good of trying to make it happen, let's believe Tyson Fury. And I said to George Warren last night, get the details over to us, get the offer over to us, I will take it to AJ. He's ready to go. You know, like I said, we didn't expect this opportunity, but it's a great opportunity to fight for the world title in the biggest fight in boxing, and we will definitely look at it. For me, and the cynic in me of boxing, this smells of, oh, we couldn't agree the AJ deal, so I'm fighting this bloke you've never heard of instead, but no one else was available. I tried to make the AJ fight, etc., etc. But like I said, let's take the cynic away and let's see what we get back from the Fury camp, because we're ready to discuss it and we're ready to look at that fight for sure.
Those are the words of Eddie Hearn. Now, we've heard Frank Warren confirm that Tyson Fury, the offer is there. It's been sent over. This was 9 hours ago with Eddie Hearn. Okay, you know, you guys are 6 hours ahead of me. Okay, and obviously we have Eddie Hearn thinking that maybe this is another one. And when I mean another one, it's another failed attempt or another smokescreen that we've known Tyson Fury to do, and those things. But that's what he would normally think. I think in this segment, he's like, look, I'm going to stay optimistic. We're going to see what happens. We're going to try to make the fight. I'm going to take the offer to AJ, which Frank Warren confirmed. He said he spoke to his son. Okay. And they'll see if they can have the fight. Now, let me counterpunch. Okay. Based on what Frank Warren said, based on Tyson Fury's 60-40 offer that he verbally spoke, based on what Eddie's doing, I think the worst thing that you can do at this point, I think, is to do what Eddie Hearn did. And what did I mean by that? Doubt it. Because when you start doubting things, skeptical, those words, oh, I'm skeptical about it based on what he's already doing, you're already defeating the purpose, especially between relationships that are not good anyway. I think Eddie Hearn should have came on Talk Sports and says, you know, it looks like an offer. I'll take it to AJ, you know, and we'll see if it's serious. Now, Eddie Hearn talks a lot. So you have to take what he said versus and add the other things that he said. And the other things that he said was like, we're going to take it. We wouldn't expect in the opportunity. You know, AJ's ready to go. So we'll see if it happens. We'll see the terms and everything like that. He did not have to bring up all that other stuff. What I think he's doing, he was just laying the platform down just in case if Tyson Fury pulls some funny business. I told you so. Cried boy, cried wolf once again. He's crying wolf and there's not a wolf in sight. Those type of things. And I think that's what Eddie's doing. But I think at the same time, for him doing that, I don't think that is a positive approach. It's not very necessarily a negative one, but it's not necessarily a positive one. I think he should have stayed neutral with those type of words and the word in what he chose to say and what not to say. And I think those things, like, I'm skeptical, but we'll see. I think he should have kept that to himself. You know what I mean? Because I think that people are paying attention, and whatever's going behind the scenes, something that's going in front of the scenes could alter something behind the scenes. And that possibly could be because let's say someone hears that, any of the Warrens, any of the Tyson Fury, they hear that, oh, you think I'm skeptical of you, bum. You think I'm ducking you. And those are the type of things that kind of, turn you off in hindsight. So I think it's a good thing that everybody's on board. I think Eddie should leave that out completely. Don't give anybody any excuses to say or do anything behind the scenes versus what Eddie Hearn said in front of the scenes. Okay. But AJ, again, that fight should happen. Sometimes when you win, you really lose. Sometimes when you lose, you really win. Okay. And this is what happens, I feel. And if they want that WBC fight, yes, it's probably going to be something in there. If this is just the fight, let it be just the fight. If the fight hell is good enough the first time, right? We'll see another fight. Bars. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Eddie Hearn responding to the call out of Tyson Fury and Frank Warren's invitation offer of the WBC heavyweight championship opportunity. But anyway, you guys been counterpunched. Peace.